Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A Tuskegee airman spent Veterans Day talking to the family of a fellow fighter pilot who lost his life this year.
It was a pleasure speaking to him because I said brought back vivid memories of Vincent and my time in the Air Corps.
Tonight we'll show you the touching tributes to veterans during a pandemic.
Yo, this is crazy.
A video of an arrest goes viral and now has a group of officers under investigation.
After a bungled marijuana licensing process put the city in legal jeopardy, Warren is now releasing its plan that would pave the way for 28 marijuana businesses. Glad you're with us tonight. The Warren City Council releasing a map tonight showing the locations of these 28 new licenses.
It will be up to council to say yes or no, and they want public input on what to do next. Mara McDonald live in Warren tonight. Mara, there are no easy choices here.
Kimberly, you know, on one hand, you have all this ongoing litigation in this matter that could be incredibly expensive for the city. And then on the other hand, this ask for 28 licenses. You know, the city originally was having a rough time even just agreeing to 15. The city of Warren finds itself in troubled legal waters because a Macomb County judge ruled its marijuana licensing process under the former city council was done in secret and violated the Open Meetings Act and threw out the 15 licenses it approved. And now 31 marijuana businesses are suing Warren over that process. Well, fast forward to tonight. This is the map the current city council was given as a possible settlement to make all the litigation go away. You can see the pot businesses are primarily clustered along Groesbeck and DeQuinder.
We want this to be settled. Everybody wants this to be settled, but when we do that, it has to be done with the interests of the residents in mind. 28
licenses instead of 15 is going to be a heavy lift, which is why council has put it all up on its website for public input.
The marijuana industry is coming back saying they want 28. And because this is involved in litigation, you know, we have to seriously consider it to look at offsetting future costs to the city.
Back here live on Tuesday, a lawyer representing the city and appointed by Mayor Fouts came to the council and said that the mayor supports this settlement. Now, I reached out to Mayor Fouts tonight to get confirmation of that, but my call was not immediately returned. We're live at Warren tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Mara.
Today, the state is reporting 6,008 new cases of the coronavirus. That's the second straight day we've seen cases be above the 6,000 mark.
Today's update from the state included an additional 42 deaths from the virus as well. In today's headlines, Wayne County says its hospitals are now running above 75% capacity and says if that increases to 80%, hospital services could be restricted. Several states announcing new restrictions today as cases surge, including Indiana and in Ohio, with Ohio Governor Mike DeWine threatening to close bars, restaurants, and gyms if cases continue to rise.
Let's update breaking news we were bringing you last night at 11 o'clock. Police have identified now 2 people who died after a car went into a lake. Police say Robert and Kathy Granberry died in that accident, both in their late 60s. It happened at Terry Lake near Lakeside and Montcalm Streets. Mr. Granberry was driving, and police say there are signs he may have had a medical issue before the crash.
Troy police arrest a man after he tried to run from officers inside Somerset Mall. Officers arrested 25-year-old Cameron Trimble of Detroit last week. Police say they were called after an argument where one man implied he had a gun. Trimble allegedly fell when trying to run down an escalator away from officers. Police say Trimble had a gun and 9 credit cards that were not his. Trimble faces several charges. He was given a $100,000 bond. Meanwhile, Detroit police are looking for this man who's accused of setting a home on fire with several dogs trapped inside. Fire happened on East Burn Street near Gratiot and 8 Mile. This was back in September. The man used a hammer to get inside. He then allegedly set the home on fire. None of the dogs were able to get out. Anyone with information is asked to call Detroit police.
President-elect Biden making a big announcement tonight, naming his White House chief of staff. Meanwhile, President Trump making his first public appearance in 6 days, though he continues to fight the transition of power to President-elect Biden. Alice Barr in Washington with the latest.
President-elect Biden and President Trump both paying their respects this Veterans Day. Biden visiting a war memorial in Philadelphia. The president, in his first public appearance in nearly a week, joining a ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery, but not making any remarks. He's still waging war against the election results. The Trump team filing more than a dozen lawsuits, many of them already dismissed, as no evidence of widespread fraud has surfaced. Today, Georgia's top elections official confirming that state will hold a recount.
With the margin being so close, it will require a full by-hand recount.
Biden now leads in Georgia by more than 14,000 votes. His legal team pointing to the results of past statewide recounts.
The average change in votes was 430, and the median change was 267. End of story.
In Pennsylvania, elections officials announced only about 10,000 mail-in ballots arrived during an extended window after Election Day, allowed by the Supreme Court. Those ballots still being challenged are not enough to change the results in the state that put Biden over the top. And as the government withholds resources for the transition, Democrats are voicing alarm that denying the president-elect access to intelligence briefings could damage national security. Despite the roadblocks, Biden is moving forward with his plans, tonight naming longtime aide Ron Klain as his chief of staff.
Alice Barr, Local 4.
Now, here in Michigan, the Trump campaign has filed 4 separate lawsuits in the state alleging misconduct in last week's election. The largest is in federal court in Michigan's Western District. There was a hearing today for one of the suits in Wayne County on allegations surrounding the vote counting inside the TCF Center. And Judge Timothy Kenney says he will have a decision on that by Friday by noon.
Well, it was a much different Veterans Day, with most events going virtual across the country.
Yeah, in Detroit, to avoid big crowds, the Metropolitan Detroit Veterans Coalition held an online event to honor those who served. Similar idea in Sterling Heights, where the Veterans Day ceremony was streamed on Facebook Live. Tonight, our Priya Mann shows us how one local veteran didn't let the pandemic stop him from honoring his hero.
A Tuskegee Airman here in Metro Detroit lost a fellow fighter pilot during the pandemic, not to COVID, but to old age. Well, this lieutenant colonel didn't want the first Veterans Day without a fellow pioneer to be impeded by COVID. So he spent the day talking with loved ones, commemorating the life of a hero.
Well, this is Vincent Dean here.
Dean and Harry Stewart were just 18 years old when they enlisted in 1943 during World War II.
I look back on it now, and we were kids at that time.
They both joined the Air Force and served in Italy together. In July, First Lieutenant Dean died in Sweden at the age of 95. His fellow airmen attended the virtual funeral. And while he couldn't be with anyone on Veterans Day, Lieutenant Colonel Stewart spoke with Dean's family in the U.S. and overseas.
Every time we get in contact, they say have further questions that they would ask about their father. And it was a joy to me to be able to narrate this to them.
The pandemic changed how Veterans Day was commemorated.
It's not only remarkable, it's mind-boggling.
From a drive-by display in Taylor to a Detroit Veterans Day parade that was live-streamed.
This is the first time in quite a few years that I was here more or less home alone.
But Lieutenant Colonel Stewart says he enjoyed spending the day raking leaves and taking breaks, talking to grateful loved ones, thankful for his years of service.
A gentleman got on the phone who had been calling me every year. I said he's sorry that he couldn't say this in person, but I understand.
And everyone at Local 4 is thanking Lieutenant Colonel Stewart and every veteran for your service. Reporting from downtown Detroit, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Okay, Priya. Still ahead, a high-speed chase with 2 kids in the car.
Driver takes off going 100 miles an hour, and even when officers get him to stop, he is not ready to surrender. Here comes Ben.
Devin and Kim, we've got temperatures near the freezing mark. We've got wind chills to discuss and a possibility of some flakes towards the end of the forecast. November has finally arrived. We'll look at it coming up.
Please don't kill him.
But first, several police officers under investigation tonight after video goes viral of an arrest in Lansing. How the chief is responding to the video next.